Hi friend, welcome to my channel. Do you want to eat something so delicious for dinner that's going to have you sucking your 10 little fingers because the food's so good, friend? Well, come on. Let me show you how to make this sizzling mashed potato, shrimp, chicken with white wine sauce and bell peppers and onions. You don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. It's about to get lit. Alright friend, let's get right into it. So here we have our chicken thighs. This is what we'll be using. If you do not have chicken thighs, you can use chicken breasts, but I prefer chicken thighs because they're less expensive, and plus to me they are so much juicier. So I rather chicken thighs over chicken breasts. But when you're making yours, friend, that's your business and that's up to you. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to wash my meat. I'm going to wash my chicken thighs. If you don't want to, baby, that's your business. You already know that's your business. But me, I got to do mine each and every time. Boom. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to trim some of the fat off of the chicken thighs. It just had a little bit too much fat for me. I don't need all that excess grease in my food. Yes, fat do put a little bit of flavor on the food, but baby, that's just a little bit too much fat. Now, come on now. Come on. Then I'm going to be looking at myself looking sad and slow because I can't fit my hoochie coochie mama clothes. So I just went ahead and I took off the excess fat, okay? And I did that to all of my chicken. I took off most of the fat, but not all of it because we still, we still want a little bit of flavor now. Come on now. So we just took out a little bit of it. Then when we're done doing that, we're going to go ahead. We're going to take all of our chicken. We're going to use a paper towel to pat them dry. We want the chicken to be dry because we want the chicken to sizzle when we put them in a pan and not boil. Okay, you want to hear shh, not okay? That's the difference. When you boil something, you hear it boiling. When you sizzling something, you hear the sizzle, and we want to sizzle. Next, we're going to go ahead. We're going to add some extra virgin olive oil. And the reason we're adding that is so that it can help our seasoning stick onto our chicken. If you don't have extra virgin olive oil and you just want to use regular oil, baby, go ahead and do that. It's going to turn out just fine. Don't worry. Don't worry, friend. It will work out just fine. Then I went ahead and I got a lemon and I just rolled it up so it can be easier for the juices to come out of it. And I used half of the lemon. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to squeeze all that juice onto the chicken. This is going to help with the smell of the chicken so the chicken don't smell like outside, like I always say. And it can smell good. And it's also going to give the chicken some flavor because I want to keep that flavor in the chicken. I want to keep the lemon flavor into the chicken. Okay. So it's also going to give the chicken some flavor as well. We're going to go ahead. We're going to maneuver it all around in a bowl so that all the seasoning, all the lemon could get into there. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead. We're going to use 1 tablespoon of Tony's Creole seasoning. 1 tablespoon. We're going to put that in there. We're going to give it a mix. Then we're going to go ahead. We're going to put a little bit of black pepper. Totally up to you how much you put in there. Lord, I know y'all hear them kids arguing in the background, child. All they do is fight, child. All they do is fight. Have kids, they said. It'd be fun, they said. Is it too late for me to drop them off at the fire station? That's what I need to know. Anyway, I'm just playing, y'all. So anyway, I just went ahead and I put some garlic cloves in there that I chopped up and some parsley that I chopped up. Then I went ahead and I put a little bit of kicking chicken and I mixed that all together. Next, I got me some bell peppers and onions and I'm going to just chop them up. You could use whatever colors you have at your house. This is what I had, so this is what I used, okay? And you guys, you already know that I'm going to have the exact measurements and recipe for you in the description box. Have no fear, I am here. Next, we're going to go ahead. We're going to grab some smoked paprika. And we're going to put that smoked paprika on there just to give it a little bit of color if you want to. You don't got to add it if you don't want to, baby. That's your business. I always tell you, when you're making your food, whatever you say go, you the boss. You pay the bills in this house, so you the boss, okay? Don't ever let nobody tell you can't. You can do whatever you want in this house because you's the boss and it's your food. Period. Then we're going to go ahead. We're going to take our big pan Ed. Okay, sometimes I'll be getting them mixed up because, I got Ed, and Eddie. But this Ed, when you got a whole bunch of men, that's why you got to call everybody baby because you be getting people names mixed up. Oof, child, that's not my business. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to add some butter into the pan. I'm going to let that butter melt. Then I'm going to add the chicken and I'm going to add it at medium-high heat, 6-7. You don't want to cook them too fast so they don't burn, and you don't want to cook them too slow. You want to cook them just right, okay? And you're going to go ahead and let it cook for 7 to 8 minutes on each side, and you're going to go ahead, you're going to flip it over and let the other side cook, okay? So you don't want your heat too hot, because what's going to happen is the outside going to be cooked, but the inside going to be raw. And you don't want nobody to get no salmonella poisoning, because you don't want to be known as a salmonella person. Ooh, that's the girl that gave me the salmonella that one time. That's the boy that can't cook chicken for nothing. That chicken was raw. I almost died. You don't want that, friend. Them people gonna talk about you. They gonna have too much to say about you. Everywhere you go, somebody gonna have a story to say about you. And you know, nowadays there's the internet. You're going to end up on the internet. People you don't even know in Washington going to know about you. And everywhere going to know about you, friend. So just make sure you cook your chicken. Don't give nobody no raw chicken and be known as the person who can't make no chicken. Don't do that, friend. You don't want that business. Next, we went ahead. I took the chicken off the pan because it was done cooking. And I used that same pan, okay? And I went ahead and I put some butter on there. I put some onions that I chopped up in there. And I'm going to let that onion saute and caramelize, and I'll put a little bit of garlic cloves in there, okay? Then we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna mix everything together until they become one as a unit. Then we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna grab some Pinot Grigio, and we're gonna add a half a cup of Pinot Grigio into there, and we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna let that wine cook, okay? You guys go ahead and use a half a cup for the food, and go ahead and pour yourself about 3 cups of wine, friend. You deserve it. You went to work today, you deserve it. So what, you was like an hour late. You was there, wasn't you? They want you there or they want you on time. Which one is it? Because they can't have both of it, friend. So either way, you deserve to drink. Take yourself 2-3 glasses of that drink, okay? Whew, that food gonna taste even better, I'm trying to tell you. Then you're gonna go ahead, you're gonna let that simmer. You're going to let it reduce a little bit. Then we're gonna go ahead, we're going to add some heavy whipping cream, okay? We're gonna add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream into there, and we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna mix everything together and let them become one as a unit, okay? You see the flick of that wrist, the flick of the wrist. You see me mixing that thing, child, and you see how when I'm mixing it, I'm mixing all the way at the bottom, not just the top, okay? And you're gonna go ahead, you're gonna let that simmer, you're gonna let it cook. Then we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna start adding a little bit of flavor to this, okay? We're gonna add some Parmesan Romano cheese that I have right there, and I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of that, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mix that into there. And I'm also gonna add 1 teaspoon of salt so we could give that thing some more flavor. And we're gonna mix everything together. Then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add a little bit of onion powder, okay? I'm gonna add a little bit of onion powder, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna mix it all around so that onion powder could dissolve into the sauce as well. Once that onion powder has dissolved in the sauce, we're going to go ahead, we're going to grab some black pepper. And yes, I know it's only a little bit left, but friend, I want all the smoke. I want all of it. I paid for it. I want to use all of it. I might open up the jar and try to take the remainder. That's my business, okay? I paid for it, shoot. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mix that pepper all in there. You could put how much or how little you want. It's definitely up to you. It makes no difference because you're going to like it because that's what you like, okay? Then I went ahead and I put some parsley in there, you know, as a decor to make it look good. And plus, you know, to give it a little flavor as well. Then once you're done adding the parsley, let it simmer for like 1 to 2 minutes. And friend, it is just about done. You're going to go ahead, you're going to place the chicken that's already cooked into the pan. And friend, one way you can check to make sure your chicken is cooked is to slit it open and look into it. That's the best way, so you don't be the salmonella person now. I'm trying to tell you, make sure you check to make sure your chicken cooked. If you're not a pro and you don't know for sure, it never hurts to check. So just go ahead and cut it open, and if it's white, it's cooked. If it's pink, let it cook a little bit longer because it's not cooked, okay? And you don't want to be the salmonella person that get talked about. So that's how you know, okay? Then I went ahead, I put the chicken back on there, and I took the sauce that came from the chicken from the plate, and I just dripped it all around, child, and boom, just like that, we have our chicken. The chicken is done, which is the hardest thing to make to me. Then you're gonna go ahead, you're gonna put a little bit of parsley in there. The hard part is done, okay? The rest of this is gonna be easy peasy, lemon squeezy, okay? Your meal is almost done, friend. And look at that chicken. Don't it look like the bomb.com? Ooh, child, that thing, no, it's looking good, child. I'm trying to tell you. Anyway, then we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna grab some potatoes, and we're gonna cut the potatoes up into small pieces, and we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna wash them. We're gonna give them 2 to 3 washes. You could use red skin potatoes, you could use Idaho potatoes, you could use whatever kind of potatoes you got. Okay, just make sure it's some potatoes. You could leave the skin on if you want, you could take the skin off if you don't want to. If you want to, whatever, friend, it's your business. Whatever you want to do, it's on you, friend. This is your food and you making it for you, so whatever you like, that's what you do. I always make sure I wash my potatoes thoroughly because potatoes are dug up from the ground. So they come from underneath the ground. So you want to make sure that they're really, really clean. And I went ahead and I put them in my pot. I put some water in there. I'm going to go ahead and put 1 tablespoon of salt and I'm going to let them boil. You could cut your potatoes smaller or bigger if you want to. It's just going to make it cook faster the smaller they are. So the size I cooked it, that's the perfect size that I like it. Okay. This is how you know that your potatoes is done. You're going to take a fork and you're going to stick it through. And if it goes right through like that, then it's ready. If it's kind of hard, friend, let that thing cook a little bit longer. But don't let them cook for too long because the potatoes will start dissolving into the water, and the potatoes will become one. So, okay, be careful. Then we're going to go ahead. We're going to take like a half a stick of butter. We're going to put it on our pan and we're going to put some garlic that we chopped up. Then we're going to go ahead. We're going to let that cook, you guys. We're going to let that cook. We're going to let that butter dissolve. And make sure you're doing this at low heat, like 3-2, because you don't want the butter to burn, okay? Then we're going to go ahead. We're going to take the potatoes and put it back into the pot, and we're going to start mashing them so we can make this mashed potato. Mash them real good. Or if you like clumps in your mashed potatoes and you don't like it too mushy, then friend, don't mash it real good. Mash it how you like it. Next, we're going to take that butter garlic sauce we made. We're going to put it on there. Friend, this is going to make your mashed potatoes taste so good. You're going to get that garlic flavor. It's going to be so strong. Friend, it's going to make your potatoes everything, okay? Everything. I'm trying to tell you. So you're going to put that in there and you're going to mix everything together so that flavor could get everywhere. All the potatoes could get some of that flavor, okay? Then we're going to go ahead. We're going to grab some heavy whipping cream and we're going to put 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. When making mashed potatoes, it's better for you to add a little bit liquid at a time. If you need more, you could add more later, because once you add too much, you can't take away. But if you add too little, you can always add more. So that's the one rule of cooking. You can always add, but you can't really subtract. So it's better for you to add a little bit. And then if you think it needs more, add a little more. You think it needs a little bit more, add a little bit more. Because once you put too much, friend, you done. That's it. You're going to be the mushy potato person from now on, because that's what it's going to be. Y'all like my nails, though? They giving what they supposed to be giving. Child. And if you don't like your baby daddy do, trust me. Anywho, we're going to go ahead. We're going to grab this right here. This right there. That's going to make your mashed potatoes taste real good. That's like a secret ingredient. You put that chives and onions in there. That chives and onion Philadelphia cream cheese. Friend, is going to take you to another dimension. I'm trying to tell you. And of course, you got to put a little bit of salt so you could give that thing a little bit of flavor. And I also wanted to add a little bit of mozzarella cheese to mine. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It all depends on how I feel. This time, that's what I felt like doing, so that's what I did. And I also put a little bit of parsley. So if you want to add some to yours, you add it. If you don't want to add it, baby, that's your business, okay? Like I keep telling you, this is your food. I'm just giving you an idea. But ultimately, you could do whatever you want to do. All right? All right. Boom. I went ahead. I mixed everything together. That cheese melted in the mashed potatoes. Then I went ahead and I'm just gonna go ahead and turn the heat down to like a 2-3, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm put a little butter at the middle of the mashed potatoes, really for decor, just so it could look a little good or whatever. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Put your heat down and let the mashed potatoes, like just let it stay warm. You don't need to cook anymore. You could put like at a 1 or low and just, let it simmer, let it sit there just so it won't get cold when you're ready to eat it. Next, we're going to go ahead. We're going to use that same pot that we cooked the butter garlic sauce, and we're going to put our bell peppers and onions that was in the chicken, and we're going to cook them to our liking. If you like them cooked al dente, then you do that. If you like them cooked all the way well, then you do that. Just cook them how you want. Then we got some shrimp that I already cleaned up, and I use a paper towel to pat them dry. We're going to go ahead. We're going to put a little bit of lemon juice into there. That's fresh organic lemon juice. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil, and we're going to add some kicking chicken. We're going to add some smoked paprika, and we're also going to add some Tony's Creole seasoning. And do not forget that I will have the exact measurements for you in the description box below, okay? Then we're going to go ahead, we're going to add some garlic, some that we chopped up, and we're just basically treating it the same way we treated the chicken, okay? We put the same ingredients that we put into the chicken into the shrimp so they could correspond and be with each other, okay? Then we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna mix everything together. We added the parsley, we're gonna mix all the shrimp together, and then we're gonna go ahead, we're going to put our pot on the stove. We're going to put our pot on the stove, and we're going to go ahead. We're going to start cooking our shrimp, you guys. Do not forget that it don't take shrimp a long time to cook. So have your stove at medium-high heat, 6 or 7. Put your shrimp in there and cook your shrimp for 2 to 3 minutes on each side. That's it. Do not cook your shrimp for a long time. It don't take shrimp that long to cook, and you don't want your shrimp to be overcooked unless that's what you like. Believe it or not, some people like overcooked shrimp. If that's what you like, baby, then you do it like that. Look at the shrimp. It looks so good. They just sizzling. You can see the sizzle. Ooh, child, that thing looks so good. And just like that, child, your shrimp is done cooking. Next, we're going to go ahead. We're going to plate this bad boy. We're going to go ahead. We're going to put our bell peppers and onions to the side. We're going to go ahead. We're going to put a little bit of mashed potatoes. We're going to go ahead. We're going to put some shrimp right onto the skillet, and the skillet is on. It's on low heat, like 2, okay? The skillet is on because we want this to kind of sizzle when I take it to my man, okay? This is gonna be his plate. Now I want it to sizzle and be real hot, like you can see the sauce sizzling. I went ahead, I put some of that wine sauce that we made with the chicken on top. Then I'm gonna go ahead and put some more of that sauce because I felt like that wasn't enough, friend, okay? And make sure that you take your time to plate it nicely, because food, you eat with your eyes before you eat with your mouth. So once it look good, you already one step ahead, okay? So you want to make sure that you present this beautifully, just like this. Then you're going to go ahead and put this on like a cutting board, and you just take it to your man, and there you go, child. Whoo! He going to be so happy you done made him this beautiful meal. And not only is it beautiful, it tastes good. He going to think he at a restaurant, friend. Friend, you might make him crazy. You got to be careful, because you can't cook like this for everybody. Because I'm telling you, because once you doing all this for him, then you tell him you going to leave him, friend. Child, he gonna be crazy. He gonna say, where you think you going? So make sure you cook this for the right person, friend, because this might put you in a situation where you ain't trying to be, friend. I'm trying to tell you, because that thing gonna taste so good. Every time he think about leaving you, or you think about leaving him, he gonna think about that food you made for him and how he can't leave you because he need that food. I'm trying to tell you, friend. I'm trying to tell you. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye. Until next time.